Welcome to Outside with Clyde and a 5-day solo canoe trip in Algonquin Park, Ontario in mid-May of 2018. I did a counterclockwise loop, crossing Cedar Lake at the Brent access point, paddling up the Petawa River into Catfish Lake, then up the Petawa River to Burnt Root Lake, down through Red Pine Bay, Lake Lemure, Hogan Lake, Small Phillips Lake, down the Madawaska River into Radiant Lake, then back up another section of the Petawa River into Cedar Lake. My first night I camped on Catfish Lake. Then the second night was on Hogan Lake, which wasn't my favorite site. And which definitely was my favorite was Phillips Lake on the third night. And then my fourth and final night on Radiant Lake. This video is part 3 of my series and covers day 4 traveling from Phillips Lake to Radiant Lake. This day also had the longest portage of the trip at 3,000 meters along the Madawaska River. One of the coolest parts of my trip was finding a memorial and a note right at the beginning of this portage.
Top of the morning, Starbucks instant coffee. This is Mountain House breakfast skillet. It's got hash browns and scrambled eggs mixed with some pork and peppers and onions. I vacuum seal soft burrito shells. I had 2 in this pack. I have some wax paper to separate in between so they don't stick together. So I just heat it up a little bit. I'm just going to squeeze that right on there. I'm going to put a little red peppers on. With a big day, I've got close to 3 miles or 5 kilometers of portaging today. 2 big portages. And there it is. Last night I was sitting here by a fire making some notes, and splash. I guess a beaver had come out of the river and he saw me and heard my music and let the whole lake know I was here. This is the only second time I've worn my brand new Mountain Hardwear puffy, and I already got a spark on it. First day I wore it, burned a hole through, so I put a little dab of super glue on there to keep it from bleeding feathers. And I'm dawdling a little bit this morning because I know I've got a big day. Not a lot of paddling. Well, that's not true. A lot of river paddling. But a lot of carrying. Here we go, Wednesday, Madawaska River. It's gonna be lots of this and portaging, or portaging, portaging.
Guess what? This is halfway. This is the Phillips Lake portage. It's a traditional portage or path. It looks like it's the original road from the either logging road or the ranger cabin. This certainly makes portaging easier. I'm going to spend most of the time today in the woods. So statistically, the chance of a bear encounter is higher. I don't know what it ends up being, it's probably not much, but the chances of being able to use my bear spray are 0%, or pretty close to it, if the bear spray is packed away. So my intuition is telling me, let's make the statistics a little higher. And we're going to get the bear spray out. Bear spray out. Okay, so all that chatter about statistics and bear spray, I'm on my way back to get the bag in the woods. I saw some bear scat, I'm pretty sure, up here. And my bear spray is clipped to my life jacket. Guess where my life jacket is? Yep, in the boat. Oh well, hopefully the statistics are in my favor. There's some kind of scat, or if you're one of my grandkids, also known as poop. It wasn't steaming. That's a good sign, means it's not fresh. So I'm not going to worry about that bear spray being in the canoe. Still traces of snow in the woods. Not much. So I wonder if that was named after a person and if that's their first name or their last name. Phillips Lake, something to look up. It was a pretty lake, small but out in the middle of nowhere, hard to get to. Got my Columbia fishing shirt on, hopefully cover some of my wrists that are getting burned, and it's one of my favorites for this kind of weather. And I want to figure out how much of a paddle we've got. So it's about 3 miles as the crow flies, so it's probably 6 miles of paddling. So we're looking at a couple hours. Let's paddle. Not a bad way to spend a week vacation. Let's go paddle the Little Madawaska. Where's the road sign? Right turn or left turn? High water, it's not as obvious, but follow the current. Boy, you know, I'm glad I didn't do this route clockwise. I've been doing it counterclockwise. I would have been paddling up this current for 5 miles or whatever equivalent distance it turns out to be with a headwind. Pretty interesting that there's spots where the current, back a few bends ago, the current was actually coming under the bog and bubbling up in the middle of the channel. Getting real close. I can hear the dam or the falls. I want to be able to, oh, there it is. I'm glad I didn't go down into that other turn. The sign's a little bit hidden. Get around that bend and be right on the dam. Goodbye, Madawaska. I'm at the big start of the big portage. 3565 meters or 3.5 kilometers. Did the math last night. So I said I'm going to do 8 sections of 600 steps. That's my estimate. So I'm going to stick with that. The calm before the storm. The portage start is just around the corner here. You imagine if we weren't paying attention. I guess you could bail and come in here for sure. I saw this on the way by, and there's a balloon. I'm guessing that balloon was part of that. Let's see. Let's take it back to the bag and then I'll read it. Carlos, I have no words to express about you being gone. We are all heartbroken now that you gone. You don't know how much. I'm going to miss you and promise to take care of Monica like I said I would, and eat a lot of Guajardos tacos and go to the gym like I said I would. You will forever will be in my heart, big brother. I love you and I will miss you. Hugs, Sheila. Wow. Is that? Yeah, it must have been this. This is a balloon. Will carry you in my heart until the end of me. Monica. Looks like a Canadian flag, maybe? Wow, I don't know what to think about that. You were certainly loved, Carlos. Well, we'll keep that. That's a keeper for sure. Show my Algonquin friends. Pretty cool that it ended up at those waterfalls. Wonder if Carlos was an outdoors guy. That'd be cool. Pretty special place, Sheila, right here. I can't think of a spirit or a soul finding anything better. God, I love this place. Goodbye, little Madawaska. And spirit of Carlos, and the love of Sheila, a sister. Love of a sister for her brother. in the splendor of Algonquin Park. The wild and not quite untouched, but right by this spectacular waterfall. Huh. There's the waterfall. The balloon was right up in there, and the note was laying right beside it. Looks like it spent the winter on the trail. Okay, this is a precarious little path or bridge. It's not too bad. Just gotta watch, the boots are slippery on the wood. All right. Well, so far, this portage has been just stunning. I don't know if it stays along the river the whole way, but man, that really adds a whole new dimension to a portage. It's beautiful. I'm going to record going across the bridge with the canoe for posterity. No problem. Look at that. Oh, it's a good sight. Two segments down. Okay, I'm gonna go in on this bush, get the nose. I'm gonna try and seat down in here and push out. Okay, I want to show you the camp before I lose light. Take a few shots up, go a little exploring. Radiant Lake, looking east. See the sun on the far shore. There's the cabin right over there. There's another one over there. I'm gonna head that way. That's where the river comes in tomorrow. There's the campfire. There's camp, drying everything out. I was a little sweaty.
my sleeping gear, tent ready to go. I haven't tied it up yet, but we'll do that soon. And I thought we'd ascend up here. Look at this.